Welcome back to Globesweeper Hex Puzzler. By my title character calculations, today we should be able to tackle paths, blanks, tricky holes, and around the world, with the latter one maybe being a bit early to dive into, but it doesn't really matter. So let's get right to it with paths. So, I guess this one just shows you that there are multiple paths to take, essentially. I don't know, really. 2 here, 1 there. And again, when it's just like very simple stuff, I'm probably not going to explain too much about it. 0 here. 1 lone there, which gives us this 3. Four there. And there we go. Simple as that. Alright, now we have the first initial 6 done, so let's start, again, clockwise I suppose, with blanks. I don't know exactly what this one is supposed to teach you, but we'll see. I know there's a couple of things, so these little strategies are not really necessary to solve this one, but we might as well talk about them now. Like here, this one is bordering these 2 hexes, and this one is also bordering these 2. We know that one of these has to have 1, so therefore we can remove both of these. You don't really need to do that in this one, because there are other openings you can start with, like here, for example, and I don't know, there's probably other stuff, but just might as well talk about that. Same thing here, we have a 1 here, so only one of these can be marked, which means this one has to be marked, and that lets us break into this part. And then this one only has 1 left. And this one is already completed. This one only has 1 left, and the 2 is done. Can't do anything more here, so let's go this way. The 2 is done. 3 here. 2 there. The 2 is done. 2 here. The 3 is done. And finally, there we go. Next up, tricky holes. Once again, don't really know what this one is supposed to teach you, but we have 3 here and 3 here. The 1 is already done. I guess this one just is a perfect sphere, but then there will be holes opening up, but that doesn't really do anything in terms of solving the level. 2 here. 3 here. We will have more to talk about once we get to the later levels that actually have some interesting mechanics and things you need to keep in mind, and like deductions. But yeah, for now, it's pretty much just click what it shows, and yeah, it's very simple to begin with. And once again, I am intentionally going pretty fast so we can just get these early levels out of the way, because I assume no one needs help with this. If you do, I'm sorry. But now, we get a bit of a trickier one. Or not really tricky, but this is one of the first endurance ones, and I think you're kind of meant to leave this one for a little bit later, but let's go for around the world anyway. This one is kind of a cool one. It's the world map. And there are many places you can dive into this one, and you have to do each continent separately. And it's just like a very extensive puzzle, but other than that, there's not really anything going on with it, so it's just about solving all the things here. So the 2 is done here, which leaves this 2. And this 2 is done. 3 is now done. This 2 is done. All of these for the 2 4s. Those 1s, needed those 2, the 5 is done. The 4 is done. And there we go, now that part is done. Now we have to go this way with a 2. Only 2 there. 5 is done, the 3 is done. There we go. And now we snake our way over here, and that's as far as we can go here. So now, let's dive into... what is this? America? I don't even know. Yeah, I guess so. This was South America. Now it's North America. The 1 is done. Nothing to do here quite yet. This 1 is done. The 3 here. The 2 is done. Which leaves only these 2 here. Again, like I said, there's not really anything that needs to be discussed in this level. There are no really sneaky things as far as I remember. It's just kind of an endurance thing. I did actually fail this one a number of times when I first solved it, because it's just easy to make a mistake. And hell, maybe I'll make a mistake now and have to make a cut. We'll see. But yeah, it's a lengthy one. You need to like stay on your toes, I suppose, and not click anything you're not supposed to click or think wrong. So here we go, another stop here. We can't proceed here, so now we have to dive into another starting point. So we have 4 here. And there we go, now we joined up there, so we can break into this section. Only 2 for that one. Let's move down here so we can solve the rest of this little section. There we go. And now we move north. Alright, let's take care of this little section first. Again, apologies if you actually do need reasoning help with this stuff. I'm sure if you just play the game a bit more, you will understand the mechanics of it, but I don't feel like there's much to talk about in terms of the deduction and stuff. These early levels in the walkthrough are a mere formality. I more want to talk about the harder ones, but for the sake of completeness and thoroughness, might as well show off all of them, I suppose. And at the very least, you can see the sort of order you have to tackle things in. Alright, so here's another stopper. We can't go anywhere here, so we have to dive in over here instead. Let's take care of this tiny little thing. So 1 here. And there we go. This 2 is already done. Sometimes it can be a little hard to see that, oh, this one only touches 2 remaining because of the, like, different shapes. So I guess that's something to keep in mind. That's that section done. And now we hooked up to this dead end from before. There we go, that's that section done. Right here, we have one that's already completed. Alright, one more section done. Again, I feel kind of bad for, like, not saying anything, but I just don't really think there's much to talk about here. This 2 has only one. This 2 is now done. This 2 is only one. This 2 is now done. This 1 is already done. Do I really need to say... Oh god. Oh, I just pressed the wrong button there. Whoops. Guess I'll get back to this part. See, that's why I shouldn't talk. This 2 is already done. Let's do this tiny one first. 0 and 0. 2 here, 1 there. This 1 is done. I think here's where I messed up last time. 3 there. 3 here. Now that's done. And I guess we only have this left. There we go. Alright, I messed up right at the end. But there you go. It happens. Misclicks are a frequent thing in this game, at least for me. And again, these first couple of walkthrough episodes, kind of a mere formality. It's just to have shown it off. Hell, if someone actually needed help with any of these, feel free to let me know and I can just record another video on them and explaining every step of the way. But like I said, I kinda just want to get to the harder levels where we can explain some new mechanics, like the line mechanic that we can see there in the top, and the cluster mechanics, and the area mechanics, and all that stuff. But for now, we still have a couple more easy levels to do. We'll just go clockwise, one level by one, at least to begin with. So, thanks for watching,